First Updates Now is brought to you by viewers like you. Fun relies on the generous support of our fans in order to continue to keep creating content. Please consider donating, giving bits, or subscribing. Subscribe for a few bucks a month or for free through Twitch Prime. And don't forget that our subscribers get 5x chance to win on all giveaways.
Releasing the FTC Top 25. We had 70 people vote over 2 days that the poll was open. I'm hoping more can vote in the future. And there were 212 distinct teams that were voted for. That's kind of crazy. So here are the top 20 teams in FTC for the 2017-2018 Relic Recovery season. Reporting for FTC Live, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Ethan.
So in the number 20 spot, we have 4029 2 Bits and a Byte from Lexington, Massachusetts. 2 Bits and a Byte were the third pick on the winning alliance at the Detroit Championship, and they were a Control Award nominee.
Okay. The 19th ranked team was Team 9242, the Gearhounds from York, Pennsylvania. They went 3-6 and ranked 47th in the Ochoa division of Detroit. Moving on to our 18th ranked team is Team 10337, Dark Matter from Mandeville, Louisiana. They had 2 qualifier wins so far and a regional Inspire win. Our 17th ranked team was Team 12808, revamped from Robotics from Portland, Oregon. Their team was a Control Award nominee at Houston.
And moving on to our 16th ranked team, it was 10091, Nine Robotics, Not Your Average Nerds from Mundelein, Illinois. So they won the Illinois FTC State Tournament. They also won the Control Award at the North Super Regional and at Detroit. So yeah, as we were talking about during the Detroit show, Nine had an awesome robot and even better autonomous. They have the second highest auto OPR and are an awesome team overall. I couldn't say enough about Nyan. They have had an incredible year and are just an incredible team overall. I think they're going to have a great season next year based off this year. So moving on to our 15th ranked team, we have 10037 Sigma. 7 Sigma was nominated for the Motivate Award at Detroit. They were also the second place Inspire Award winner at the East Super Regional.
Moving up, our 14th ranked team was Team 6931, the Substantial Monocephalic Brainstem Robotics team from Baden, Pennsylvania. Their team is nicknamed Small Stem, and they're the younger of the 2 Brainstem teams, the Giant Diencephalic and the Substantial Monocephalic teams. They had 2 tournament wins so far this season. They won the Austintown, Ohio Regional and the South Central Pennsylvania Regional qualifying tournaments. And they won both of those events, partnered with their sister team, 8393. They have turned around so much from North Super Regionals not even getting picked in their division to being a first pick of the third-ranked alliance. And we, at Champs, narrowly beat them because of a disconnect. It was really rough.
Yeah, my team, 3507 at NSR, played them one match. I was actually really scared because I saw the Brainstem name, and I was like, ooh, the older team is really good. And we played them and just miraculously somehow had an awesome match and beat them. They're a great team, and yeah, as you said, they've really turned around from NSR, really showcased that they're an awesome team. I think they're definitely deserving of the 14th rank.
Absolutely. Up in our 13th slot is Team 5040, Nuts and Bolts from Loveland, Ohio. The Nuts and Bolts were the first-ranked captain of the Ochoa division, the finalist alliance, and they chose 8680, but we'll see in just a little bit. They also won the Ortberg division and North Super Regionals, but lost in finals there. They had a really cool robot and, oddly enough, only scored 1 glyph at a time. Their dump mechanism could hold 2, as they had a claw on the front. So, moving on to our 12th ranked team, we had 8645, the Robotic Doges from let's see. Somewhere in Pennsylvania. Let's just go with that. They went 8-1 the Edison division and ranked 2nd. They lost in the Edison Division Finals narrowly and had an amazing season and a really, really unique robot. And were one of the first to kind of pioneer the clamping flipper style that we really saw here.
I think it's Hosselpole, Pennsylvania. It's like Hall S. It's like apple with an O. Opal. I don't know.
Works for me. They had 2 regional wins and a regional Inspire win this year.
Yeah. So the 11th ranked team is 6929 Data Force from Littleton, Colorado. Data Force won the Think Award at Detroit. They won the West Super Regional, and they were the Jemison Division Finalist Alliance, and they have a Regional Inspire and State Tournament Think Award win. They're just a great team all around. They have an awesome looking robot. I mean, clearly they have a awesome engineering notebook because they won the Think Award. Yeah, so congrats to them on their 11th rank. The 10th ranked team is 4216, the Rise of Hephaestus from San Diego, California. They were a member on the Finalist Alliance at the West Super Regional, and they were on an alliance at Houston, but lost in the semifinals. We're going to take a short little break while we catch our breaths from the last 2.5 hours, basically, and talk about how you can vote. So we opened up for FTC top 20 or top 25 voting. We would like to do top 25, but we only got 70 votes, guys, so we didn't really have a strong voting outside the top 20. So we opened up voting, at least this time on Saturday right after Champs, and it closes on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern time, similar to FRC top 25 voting. We'll probably do voting at a midway point next year and do a recap show. And then around the time after all of the state tournaments are done, we'll do a pre-champs voting. And then after champs, we'll do voting. So you guys can find the links to vote when we do our voting in the FTC Live Discord. We'll put it there. And we'll throw it in the FTC Discord. We'll also put it on the FTC Reddit, on our social media accounts. I know that the survey can be a little long, guys, but there's 15. You're only required to put 15. You can put up to 25. 15 teams is not a lot. If you guys don't know, if you only know a name and not the number, you guys can go to theorangealliance.org, type in the team number or type in the team name. The number will show up. It's not that hard. I can think of 15 teams right now.
I was just saying, to be straight, if you can't think of 15 teams, you probably shouldn't vote because you don't really know enough teams. Get educated, son.
As I think Tyler put in the chat, the final top 25 for FRC had 545 votes, guys. We had 70 on ours. I know this is only our second poll of the year, but we had 70. They had 545. I know there's more than 70 people who love FTC, so make sure that you guys all vote. I'm guessing most of you in the chat voted. But make sure you get your teammates to vote, your friends to vote. Throw it out when voting opens next year, because we really want to talk about good teams. We don't want a team to be up here that is not generally accepted as an awesome team by the community. So far, we have awesome teams, though, on the list. So I think we're going to move on to our 9th ranked team, which was 9794 Wizards.exe from Rockville, Maryland. They were the Inspire Award winner from the Detroit Championship, as we talked about, and they won the East Super Regional. They're just an awesome team, and I love I'm not sure if he's the captain, but Arjun, who's been on the show a few times, he's awesome. He's very knowledgeable about the team. They're just an awesome team overall. I think
the robot, even though it wasn't kind of the traditional, was still very, very effective.
Yeah. And actually, if we want to put the sound up to show it again, let's just put on sound. This is their Inspire interview, guys, right after they won the Inspire Award, which is really awesome.
Phenomenal job they've done here. That's 97-94, taking the Inspire Award. I got my main man right here, Arjun, by the way. Arjun, I got to ask you. You can grab the mic, but I mean, Inspire Award. Tell me a little about your journey to get the Inspire Award and kind of your feeling here at World Championship.
So I'm feeling amazed. Like, it's unbelievable that we actually got this award. And
that's Arjun right there, if you don't know who he is
back in
talking
May,
right now.
And we've been working so hard ever since. to get a good robot and good outreach.
So talk to me about some of your outreach programs that you do on your team.
Yeah, so one of the things we do is we also support other teams just like us. So in addition to starting other teams, we also mentor other teams. So we also worked with a lot of other First Tech Challenge teams to help them program and with other parts of the robot.
All right, so with that said, when you guys heard that it was your team, I want to recreate that experience real quick. So on the count of 3, we're going to pretend you guys just heard that your team just won. And I want to hear you nice and loud. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, congratulations to Wizards.exe, FTC, Inspire Ward, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, before we move on, someone from Brainstem asked, has a team ever been in the finals and been up for an Inspire Award? I don't know. There's nowhere really for me to check.
Schrodinger's hat, I believe, did a couple of days. I believe Schrodinger's hat did a couple of years ago, and somebody pointed out in the chat, hey, Differential did last year.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. I guess you're up, Ethan.
Yeah. So our number 8th ranked team is another Iowa team, Team 7261 Omega Robotics from Sioux City, Iowa. They had the number 1 OPR this year, according to FTC stats. They won North Super Regionals and won the North Super Regionals Design Award. Like, these guys are an incredible group of 4 guys. Like, and their robot was so nice. Our 7th ranked team was Team 724 Redneck Robotics 1 from Sun River, Montana. They won Houston. Like we talked about, their defense was fantastic and very nice by the rules. And our 6th ranked team, Team 9971, the Land Bros from Vincenttown, New Jersey. They were on the Detroit Finalist Alliance and the East Super Regionals Finalist Alliance. And for one guy, did amazingly.
Yeah, I want to, Jack, maybe you're upset that you're number 6 because I see you in the chat right now, but still, I got to throw it out to you. It's incredible that you made it this far. You were on the Finalist Alliance at a championship, that you won a Super Regional Championship, and you're one guy. For those that don't know, it is just Jack from Land Bros, and I think his mom is his mentor, Land Mom. And the 2 others that were in the driver's station during the finals were 2 of his friends that he just tagged along to be temporary teammates. So it's just incredible. Congratulations. I know you're sad about the finals, but congrats to Land Bros, or the Land Bro. So the 5th ranked team is 7182 Mechanical Paradox Cubed from Catonsville, Maryland. This team was on the Detroit Finalist Alliance, and they just had a great season. They were partnered with Land Bros, right, Ethan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate. You guys had an awesome season. It was so amazing to see Mechanical Paradox, Land Bros, and Gluten Free go so far. Still is a competitive finals. It's sad that it ended with 2 disconnects. Mechanical Paradox actually, I think, either ran into a crypto box or something happened with their collector, and their power switch actually got hit in finals match 1 for Detroit. So their robot got turned off. There's nothing you can do. As we all know, FTAs can't reach in and turn on a robot for safety reasons. All of us at some point probably wish that they could. So the 4th ranked team was 8680 Kraken Pinion from Mequon, Wisconsin. They were the Detroit OCHA Division Finalist Alliance.
Ochoa. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. So our 3rd ranked team is 8393, the Giant Dyscephalic Brainstem Robotics team. If we want to throw up their Facebook link, they have a lot of great pictures there. This is an awesome picture that I saw of their winning alliance with those huge trophies. So yeah, they were the Detroit winner. They were the North Super Regional Tinker Division Finalist Alliance, and their robot's all black. It's really awesome. It's really sweet.
Yes, it is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Ethan,
you want to talk about number 2?
Yep, you're up.
Okay. So our 2nd ranked alliance is Team 8644, the Brainstormers from Lexington, Massachusetts. They won the Detroit Championships. They won East Super Regionals, and they were the 3rd ranked OPR in the world. And this robot was incredible. Like, they had a relatively consistent 4 to 5 with autonomous. Their relic mechanisms was spot on, and they helped pioneer that style of flipper. And yeah.
I mean, as you can see from the robot reveal here, it's a really cool robot. If we can, I'm not exactly sure where it is, but they've got this awesome, I think they show it right now, they have an awesome way of putting glyphs into the crypto box. They have a little, like basically stick, a flexible stick that pops out to push the glyphs in. They show that up close. I'm not sure if that's already happened or if it's later. They can do a 5 glyph autonomous. I mean, they're just incredible. I mean, they won the Detroit championship. It's power to them, and it's awesome. Congrats to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their collector is really cool. It goes in and out. Yeah, here's what I was just talking about. They can push in.
Yep, something that gluten-free also does very similarly. Okay. We can kind of watch this. Let's see. We can kind of watch one of their matches here where they very excellently do 2 ciphers, 2 relics, and balance, all with about 5 seconds left on the clock. And that's just an insane show from a team this year, and one that only 5 or 7 are really capable of.
Yeah, it's just incredible. This is sped up, so I think we'll just watch it through. They're just super quick, super efficient robot. I mean, since the season's over, guys, if you're listening, you can see that this pass-through robot design is just what won this year.
Yep.
All the teams that made it far in the finals did the pass-through flipper for the most part, and it's efficient. It works. There's 45 seconds left. I think they only have 1 or 2 trips left to that crypto box. It's an incredible design.
Yeah, and let's see, 5 of the 6 teams in the Detroit finals were a very similar flipper robot. It was crazy.
I would suggest teams next year, if you come up with an awesome breakthrough robot design that you think is going to win the game, don't release it as soon as you come up with it. I mean, you can always do that. That's super nice to the community. But NC Gears, I think, is the first team that I can remember that came up with a flipper design, and shortly every team kind of went that way. So there's 2 ways you can do it. You can be really nice to the community and help everyone out by putting out a robot reveal, or wait a little longer and kind of bask in the glory of having a super unique robot.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
And then up our number 1 slot, I think most of you have probably guessed by now, it's team 11115, gluten-free from Hollands, New Hampshire. And these guys, again, are one of those incredibly small teams that are really, really, really good. They have the highest autonomous OPR in the world, and I think they definitely had a really, really good shot of winning the Detroit championships. Yeah.
There's just an incredible robot. I think we already watched their review video earlier tonight, but still, I think they're worth showing again. It's just such an incredible robot. The fact that they consistently did 4 to 6 glyphs just amazes me. My team only really could do 1. We couldn't figure out how to efficiently do multi-glyph. So I think if you can figure out how to break the world record multiple times like gluten-free did, it's just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you can see here, this match that they're showing, they were 40 seconds in and they already have a relic out. It's just, they're so efficient, so fast. Just such an amazing robot. So I think we're going to move on from our top 25. Congratulations to all of the teams that are top 20. Congrats to all the teams that made it. If you guys want a full top 25, next time we do voting, make sure you vote. Make sure you put more than 15 teams there, because that helps us create a top 25. So we're going to do a little look into the future. So the name of the game for next year has been announced, and Ethan and I are going to talk about our predictions for the game and some predictions that we've seen floating around Discord and Reddit. But first, let's watch the teaser for the games, I guess all of them, next year.
I think one of my favorite, honestly, things that First is doing is they're having a really defined theme. Like, something watching at Ford Field was a really jarring switch from the classic arcade style of FRC to the really old-fashioned Indiana Jones theme Explorer of the FTC game. And I really like that. I think it'll look a lot more. It'll be easier to market, and it'll look really, really nice to keep together.
Especially because all 4 programs are space. So
yes.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
My name is Neil deGrasse Tyson. I was 10 years old when I watched that awesome moment on TV, and I've been hooked on the cosmos ever since. As an astrophysicist and host of Cosmos, a Space-Time Odyssey, and Star Talk, I've dedicated my life to the exploration of the universe. In 2019, a full 50 years after the moon landing, it's time to inspire ourselves and each other to achieve the impossible again. In these divisive and uncertain times, we must focus on moving forward and on that which inspires us, and work together to solve problems and build a bright future for everyone. What the Great Space Race did to inspire an entire generation of people, First has done for millions of students around the world over the past 3 decades. And today, we continue that momentum with the reveal of First Launch 2019.
Here we go, guys. Rover Ruckus. That's us. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't remember if they've done this before, but I thought it was pretty cool that they gave us a little sneak peek of what the game's going to be.
We've never had anything like that for FRC before, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so I guess I don't think it's ever happened before. So some of the predictions I have, maybe these are similar predictions that Ethan have, are I think it might be something, the game might have something to do with sorting or collecting samples, like space debris, something. I know that in the image picture for Rover Ruckus, there is a little rover holding up a jewel. So that's pretty cool, and it's definitely probably a hint at something that's going to happen. Maybe I'm reading too into it, but I definitely think it's going to be something to do with collecting like samples of sorts.
And I mean, First Global did something similar where you were sorting through a bunch of one-color objects to get to the one you wanted, but which could be kind of interesting. It's so hard to tell from as little as we know.
Yeah. I hope, because I like robots that hang, that there's something to do with hanging. I would suspect that First would do something like lift off or like escape the planet or something in the end game, so that we're doing some sort of hanging. I could see us just straight up doing a vertical hang this year, similar to, oh god, I can't remember what the game was a few years ago, but there was a bar in the middle that teams hung
Block
off
Party?
Of. Block Party, yeah. I could see something like that, or yeah, lift off. Maybe there's going to be some sort of terrain. Terrain is hard with FTC because the fields are set. We use tiles. We have the field walls, and they're probably not going to have huge mountainous terrains that cover the full field. But I definitely think we could see something mountain-ish, like Rescue, or we could have terrain and obstacles to mimic the Mars or the Moon in the center of the field. Maybe something to do with balancing or something. I'm not quite sure. But Ethan, are you still there? Oh, I think something happened to Ethan. Not really sure. I think I'll try to get him back on. Or Tyler will try to get him back on, but I'll continue talking. I'm not really sure, what's going to happen. Yeah, some people are saying in the chat that maybe they'd swap out a few tiles with some rough ones, or some different styled ones. That would be pretty interesting. Trying to look at the chat and see what predictions people have made. Yeah, I mean, as I had said, it's relatively expensive to do terrain, so that'll be interesting if they actually do something. Yeah, we're gonna hold on a second while we get Ethan back in. Technical difficulties are always hard. Oh, Tyler, whenever you get a chance, no rush, but can we throw back into the chat the final top 25? I'll see if I can find it in the chat. Oh my God, top 20. I keep doing that. I really want to do a top 25, guys, as you can see, because I keep talking about it, but I need you guys to do some voting. All right, welcome back, Ethan.
Yes.
I think I've stalled for long enough.
What have you talked about?
I talked about my predictions for the year, talked about some terrain that I think it might be hard to do, but they could definitely replace a few field tiles, similar to like they did last year. I doubt they'll do something like the FRC Lunacy Slick Fields because that would be hard to do.
The game
expensive.
Sucked. Please no.
I mean, they put up the slick tiles on, or not tiles, slick wheels back on Andy Mark. I'm not sure if that was a joke just to play with teams or if they were actually selling them, but you never know. Ethan, do you have anything to add?
Oh man, I honestly have not got the chance to really sit down and think about it. Have you talked about the rumor of a weight limit?
Ooh, no, I've not. That's something that could happen.
Yes, so there's been a rumor going around, especially in the FTC Discord, is that there's going to be a weight limit for robots next year that people are thinking is probably going to be in the neighborhood of 35 or 40 pounds, which could suggest some kind of terrain people are going to have to drive over, or could be first saying, hey, let's keep robots to this weight. I know they did weigh robots at Champs last year.
And this year, right?
They did this year. I did not for Detroit that I saw.
Okay, I thought someone said that they weighed robots at Houston too.
That's very possible.
That's interesting. I don't think that a weight limit would inhibit too many teams. I think there's definitely a select few that probably use a lot of 80-20 channel and a lot of heavy aluminum. But I think a weight limit would be interesting. I'm not sure how they're going to enforce that, though, because to have a good scale to actually weigh a robot accurately might be a little bit expensive for some regions. I know those FRC scales, if Tyler wants to chime in, are super like beefy and probably crazy expensive. It'd just be interesting to have a weight limit.
It really would be. It would be. I know, like, teams like Inconceivables last year were hit over 90 pounds, but really most robots are probably going to stay under 40.
I'm actually surprised to hear you don't have a weight limit. I actually did not know that.
I love that we don't have a weight limit. I mean, I love that we don't have a weight limit because it just allows teams to kind of do whatever they want. I do think that there is a limit, though, on how much you can actually weigh, and you're limited by your motors, really. My team's robot last year was way too heavy for our Mechanim wheels, so we couldn't really strafe on the field tiles. It was kind of pointless that we did Mechanim. Mm-hmm. But if we would have shed some weight, it would have helped us. I don't think a weight limit probably would have forced us to shed that weight, but I definitely think we kind of put the weight on ourselves in. Can
I cattle prod you every time you say Mechanim wrong?
Well, can you what me?
Cattle prod you every time you say Mechanim incorrectly?
I don't know what that is. I say Mechanim.
The people.
I don't.
Andy Mark says Mechanim. I'll go with that.
They do.
I'm probably always going to say Mechanim. I'm probably always going to have people going, "No, it's Mechanim." But whatever. All right.
Someday first I'll decide. Yeah. No, I think we were about 40 pounds this year. Really, you're almost limited more toward how effective you can be. You have teams like Brainstem who are running 14-to-1 gearboxes on their drivetrain and weighed 29 pounds. And that seems to be about the optimal for FTC, somewhere around 30 to 35.
Tyler, do you have the top 25 list handy? Because everyone keeps asking for it again.
I have a top 20 list handy.
Top 20. Oh
and
my
all
God.
you have to do, guys, there's this magical thing. You go in chat and you scroll up, and it will show who it is. But yes, I just posted it one more time.
Okay. Do we want to move on to our other discussions?
Yeah. So I guess, while we wrap up, Ethan and I had a few more things to talk about. So I guess, Ethan, what can first change for FTC for next year? Like, what are just some big out there bullet points?
I think the biggest thing would be there were a lot of roughing and just mess ups. So little things. Ohio finals were the biggest thing that made me kind of upset this year. And for those of you who missed it, we had, Brainstem on Alliance against 50/40 and US Robotics, and that was actually scored incorrectly because they missed the park and autonomous, and resulted in what should have been a tie becoming a win for 50/40, and not realizing this until afterwards. And after they'd taken down the field, refusing to put it back up to replay finals, even though after they had realized and said, hey, this is actually how it should have been. And stuff like that really doesn't reflect very well on first, in my opinion, at all, because they didn't win. That should have been a tie. They should have been a fourth match. And sadly, that hasn't been very, very rare this year.
Yeah. Personally, I think one of the biggest things that can be addressed is judging inconsistencies. I'm not really sure how FTC can fix this or what they really can do, but I know there was a lot of inconsistencies with judging in terms of teams winning like an award at one level and not even being considered for the next level. I understand if there's not much of a translation in that between regional levels and state levels, because that makes sense. But between like the super regionals and worlds, there wasn't a lot of consistency. I have a note here from my script that none of the Inspire Award winners or nominees from the Houston Championship got an Inspire win or nomination at their super regional, which is just interesting because I feel like Ethan, you've got someone in the back. If you win the Inspire Award at your super regional, or if you get nominated for an Inspire Award at your super regional, it's like the winners should at least be able to expect that they're going to be considered for Inspire at Worlds. I just don't know what the disconnect is between judging. There's 2 Inspire Award winners in between West and South, and neither were one of the 4 mentioned for Inspire. It just like saddens me because the teams that should get recognized, I don't think were recognized. I mean, I'm not trashing on the Inspire Award winner. If you won Inspire, you definitely deserved it. I mean, it's not the team's fault if they get nominated for Inspire or not, but I just definitely think it's very inconsistent between levels. I'm not sure if you want to add anything, Ethan.
Yeah, part of it is really just how the judging process in FTC is set up. It is very, very subjective, and from what I've read in the judge's manual and heard on calls, it is set up to be that way. That's not anything that first has intended to go a different way. And whether or not that's good or bad is kind of up to the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, or second to last thing, is ref calling inconsistencies. I'm not sure how much of an issue that was for me or you, Ethan, but I know that there was a lot of inconsistencies, at least between Detroit and South Super Regional, where some minor penalties, like just touching a third glyph, are being called really hard at some super regionals. But then I heard at Detroit they were pretty soft on that, and they were giving a lot more warnings than actual minor penalties.
Yeah, it's another one of those things that kind of first has seemed to be intentionally vague and up to ref or judge's discrimination, which is interesting and not necessarily something I personally like. But
yeah, I mean, it's hard because the main difference between FRC is that all of the FRC events, is this correct, Tyler, are run by Manchester, or to an extent. run by Manchester.
All the traditional regional events are supervised by Manchester. However, district events are ran as a franchise, essentially. So traditional, but they all do have a similar code of ethics and conduct. However, not gonna lie, I mean, we run into the same issues in FRC that you guys do with FTC. There's a lot of inconsistencies, and that's the hard part is most people are volunteers, and it's hard to hold volunteers accountable for things. But we have to hold volunteers accountable. That's the thing that I think first misses the boat on. Is that you have to make it very clear and set the setting for volunteers like, hey, we appreciate you being here, but you guys are here to do something. We need you to do it. If you're not willing to do it, thanks for your time, but you know what? We don't need you here.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's hard at certain regional levels, but I definitely think at least at the state competition level, and especially world, since there's no super regionals anymore, it just needs to be addressed, I definitely think. The last thing I wanted to say is, the Orange Alliance guys. If you don't know what the Orange Alliance is, it's similar to the Blue Alliance for FRC, and the Orange Alliance team is really trying to get it going and trying to get match data in there. They have a good amount from this year, but definitely not all of it. So if you guys want one central location for FTC data, I think the Orange Alliance is the place. That was my main resource for finding information about the top 20, I said it. How I knew that teams won like a regional Inspire or regional Control Award. I looked at the Orange Alliance. So if you guys want that to continue and for every single event to be there, I would talk to your FTC affiliate, your regional affiliate. Have them reach out to the Orange Alliance and have them get in contact with them about uploading match data from your region to the Orange Alliance, that all that data can be in there. Not only will it help us out greatly because there's actually information about teams for us to look at, it helps everyone in the whole community because everyone's got a place to turn, everyone's got a place to look at teams and find out who are the good teams, who are the good top teams in FTC, and who can I turn to ask questions and for help. So I would talk to your regional affiliate and kind of figure that out, work with them, please.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to add. Ethan, to you? I'm not sure if there were questions in the chat or anything that they wanted us to say. Tyler, do you have any last words?
No, just want to thank you guys for partnering with First Updates Now. We're always looking at expanding to other areas and bringing a community. And First Updates Now is about building communities, and we hope to build a great one in FTC. And it's one of those things, guys, where we want to build a very healthy community, one that's very friendly for people to come in and chat and talk and just want to get more out of FTC. And that's what we're here to do. And I think you guys in FTC Live have done phenomenal. So hopefully we can do some more, partner some more, and keep hopefully listening to your constructive feedback to keep improving these programs.
And those are asking how they can get match videos and things up to the Orange Alliance. I don't know. I'm not directly affiliated with it. I just love it. If you message me on Discord at Nathan3507 FTC Live, I can send you the link for the Orange Alliance Discord, and you can go there and chat with those guys about how you can get involved, how you can get match videos up there, how you can help them with their initiative. I know they greatly appreciate that. So on behalf of myself, Ethan, and our producer Tyler working behind the scenes, I would like to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to all of our amazing guests that were on the show over the past, I guess this is about 3 hours now. And thank you to all of the moderators in the chat. If you are watching live, thank you guys so much. If you're not watching live, thank you for watching the stream after the fact. So thanks to everyone. See you next time on FTC Live. Make sure you join the FTC Live Discord in order to continue on the conversation. I'll throw the link in a moment after we're done. Bye, guys.